When it comes to business, there are a lot of terms and concepts that can be confusing. Two of these terms are the value chain and supply chain. While they may sound similar, they have very different meanings. We will discuss the difference between a value chain and a supply chain and how each affects your business. What is a value chain? A value chain is a company's activities to create value for its customers. The value chain includes everything from the raw materials used to make a product to the packaging and shipping of the finished product. Each step in the value chain adds value to the product and ultimately affects the price the customer pays. These raw materials are then turned into a finished product through manufacturing and assembly processes. Once the product is complete, it is then shipped to the customer. The value chain ends when the customer receives the product and is satisfied with its quality. There are a variety of value chain activities that a company can use to create value for its customers. These activities might include research and development. This is the process of creating new products or improving existing products. Marketing and sales. This is promoting and selling products to customers. Manufacturing. This is the process where raw materials are turned into finished products. Shipping and logistics. This is the process of getting finished products to customers. Customer service. This is the process of providing support to customers after they have purchased a product. Consumer demand drives the value chain. When customers want a specific product, companies must use their value chain to create and get it to the customer. The value chain is essential because it affects the cost of a product and, ultimately, the price that the customer pays. What is a supply chain? The supply chain is the network of suppliers a company uses to obtain the raw materials it needs to create its product. It includes everyone from the farmers who grow the raw materials to the truck drivers who transport them to the factories that turn them into finished products. A company's supply chain can be local, national, or international. When the customer places an order, the finished product is taken from the warehouse and shipped to the customer. The value chain ends when the product arrives at the customer's door. A company can use various supply chain activities to obtain the raw materials it needs to create its products. These activities might include sourcing. This is the process of finding suppliers for the company's raw materials. Transportation. This is the process of getting raw materials from suppliers to factories. Warehousing. This stores raw materials until they are needed for manufacturing. Production planning. This ensures that factories have the raw materials to create products. Quality control. This is the process of ensuring that products meet customer standards. Speaking of customer satisfaction, part of it is making sure that shipping goods are at hand, where you can easily track and check shipments. Out of the numerous ELD and GPS providers, one stands out from the rest. It is an ELD provider that we wholeheartedly recommend. Continue to learn more. Affiliate disclaimer: Frate Chain is supported by our viewers. When you purchase through links on our site, we may earn an affiliate commission that helps keep our website and its content. Thank you. Learn more. Keep Truckin' has everything you need to ensure your delivery goes off without any hitches. With their easy-to-use app, you can track your driver's hours and get an inspection report on the go. No more wasted time or stressed-out customers. Check out Keep Truckin' today. If you want to learn more about ELD and GPS providers, check out our previous post. How are they different? The difference between a value chain and a supply chain is that it includes all of the activities a company uses to create value for its customers. In contrast, the supply chain refers to the network of suppliers a company uses to obtain the raw materials it needs to develop its product. The value chain includes everything from the raw materials used to make a product to the packaging and shipping of the finished product. On the other hand, the supply chain provides everyone from the farmers who grow the raw materials to the truck drivers who transport them to the factories that turn them into finished products. Shipping products was made easy by technology. One of the advent tools that truly helps every industry is making sure every shipment is being tracked. If you want to learn more about the latest technology in trucking and logistics, feel free to check our previous post. Which one is more important? The answer is that both are important, but the value chain significantly impacts business. The value chain affects your business by determining the price of your products, and the supply chain affects your business by assessing the availability of raw materials. Business management often uses value chain analysis to assess where they can create the most value for their customers. It helps them to understand where they should focus their efforts to make the most value for their customers. Additionally, value chain analysis can help companies to understand how changes in their supply chain might affect the value of their products. Customer needs drive the value chain, so companies must understand what their customers want and need to create value for them. Supply chain management is also vital for businesses. A well-managed supply chain can help a company to obtain the raw materials it needs at the best possible price and to get those raw materials to its factories promptly. Comparing supply chain versus value chain can help you understand the difference between these two critical concepts. Supply chains are important because they provide the raw materials companies need to create their products. Value chains are important because they affect the cost of a product and, ultimately, the price that the customer pays. Learn more about the other types of transportation available that can help you and your business by checking out our previous post. What are the benefits of each? The benefits of the value chain and supply chain are different. The value chain benefits businesses by determining the price of their products, while the supply chain benefits businesses by ensuring the availability of raw materials. The value chain is important because it helps businesses to understand how much each activity in the chain costs. The supply chain is important because it helps businesses ensure the raw materials they need to create their products. By understanding both the value chain and supply chain, companies can optimize their operations to be as efficient and effective as possible. It is to make sure a sustaining superior performance with your business. The supply chain represents the flow of materials, information, and money from suppliers to customers. The value chain is a sequence of value-creating activities that span from raw materials to the final product or service. Supply chain leads to the value chain. In other words, the value chain is a part of the supply chain. The supply chain begins with the suppliers and ends with the customer, while the value chain begins with the raw materials and ends with the final product or service. Supply chain involves all the activities necessary to get the product or service from the supplier to the customer, while the value chain includes all activities required to create value for the customer. The limitations of the supply chain and value chain are different. The value chain is limited because it does not always consider the total cost of each activity in the chain. The supply chain is determined by the fact that it can be disrupted by natural disasters, political instability, and other factors beyond a company's control. How can you implement each in your business? You can implement value chain and supply chain in your business by understanding the concepts and then applying them to your business model. To understand the value chain, you need to know the cost of each activity in the chain. To understand the supply chain, you need to know where your raw materials come from and how they are transported. You can then use this information to optimize your business for efficiency and effectiveness. Both are important to understand, but the value chain has a bigger impact on business. The value chain affects your business by determining the price of your products, and the supply chain affects your business by assessing the availability of raw materials. Final thoughts. There you have it. The value chain and the supply chain are two different things, but they're both important for businesses. The value and supply chains are two different concepts with similar goals. The value chain is interested in creating a valuable customer experience, while the supply chain focuses on getting products to customers in an efficient way. It can be helpful to understand these differences when you're trying to create a streamlined process for your business. Thank you for watching. Disclaimer: Frate Chain provides educational content only. It should not be taken as professional advice. You should always consult a freight shipping expert before making any decisions.